Now, a bold new bet on Bharat's startup potential. US-based venture firm Expert Dojo has launched a dedicated India cohort, pledging $100,000 each to over 10 early-stage startups. With a $15 million India-focused fund in play, the accelerator aims to go beyond just capital, offering global investor access, hands-on mentorship, and a clear path to Series A. From AI to EVs, urban hubs to remote corners, Expert Dojo is hunting for India's next breakout stories. So what's the game plan behind this ambitious push? Let's find out. Joining me now on the show is Ashutosh Kumar, the general partner at Expert Dojo. Ashutosh, thank you so much for taking time out and being here with us on Startup Street. You know, before we get into who you're going to invest into, if you could sort of explain to us what inspired Expert Dojo to sort of launch an India-dedicated cohort at this time. What unique opportunity does the Indian startup ecosystem present that made this the right moment for focused investment?
First of all, thank you so much for inviting me here. It's a pleasure. So really appreciate it. A little bit about the background of Expert Dojo. We are based in California. We have invested in close to 300 companies worldwide. And our inception year was 2019. And since then, we have been investing $50,000 to $100,000 as first check, and then follow-on investment up to $1 million sector agnostically. And then from our US-based fund, we have invested in close to 30 companies, not close to, but exactly 30 companies in India. Sector agnostically, to name a few of our portfolio company in India, Beehive Co-working Space is one of them, Mugafi, based in Delhi, Consumer AI, and all those companies that were based out here in India. So talking about, to answer your questions regarding what inspired us exactly to launch our cohort, because, India has been, for a long time as a back office for a lot of IT-based companies. Even though the stats that you see in the US, like a lot of CTOs used to be Indian or Indian origin, but now the things is a paradigm shift. We as an Indian, we are becoming the executives, rather than CTO, the Indians becoming the CEOs in the United States. And same is happening here in India as well. Like literally, we are no more the back office of the IT companies. We are the strategic hub, the R&D hubs and stuff like that. So the kind of things happening in India, it's crazy. That inspires us a lot to kind of open our first office space outside the US, that is in India. So we thought, okay, this is the right time and right opportunity. And the people are saying this decade is for India, but we believe this century is for India. So here we are at the right timing and right opportunity to invest a lot.
Absolutely. India's startup ecosystem is prime for investment right now. But if you could sort of explain to us, how does this cohort differ from traditional accelerators and early stage funding programs that are already existing in India? Beyond the capital, what hands-on support will startups actually receive?
Well, a lot of discussion these days is popping up that venture capital model is broke. And then we don't say ourselves as a VC. We call ourselves as a growth hacker first, VC second. So we don't just write check. Check is the first thing. Of course, we believe in you, take the money. But what we come up with is the strategic support, the growth support that we provide hands-on. We have built a relationship with millions of dollars of perks and discounts provider, service provider, mentors, and all of these things will be there. It's just not the check. Our main mode is to kind of hand-holding. We don't believe in a spray and pray model. Once we put the money, our follow-on investment opportunity is $1 million later on, right? Sorry, can you hear me okay?
Yes, absolutely. Continue. Go on.
Okay. So first check, 100K, follow-on $1 million that we give after 3 years of the first check. So you see, we don't diligence the company just for 1 month. Technically, we touch point on the company from numbers to personal connection for 3 years. And then our main mode is to put $1 million. And when you get the $1 million, when you are kind of growing at 200% year over year and stuff like that, the growth that we're going to support. And then every 6 months, we do the audit on the companies and all. So we are kind of a little bit different from the existing funds out there. We do a lot of growth support, help them with GTM, scalability and stuff. With our India fund plan specifically, our mode is to kind of not just put the capital locally here, but after investment, we want to take our companies to the US. So we're building the Indo-US investment landscape, if you see.
So you're building in India for the world is what you're saying over here.
Of course. That's our intent.
And as you pointed out, you've committed this $100,000 each to about 10 plus startups, right? What are the key criteria you'll be evaluating while selecting these founders? Have you sort of, identified any firms that are looking exciting for you? And when will the deployment start?
The first the cohort that we are thinking of to invest this into the 10 companies is technically is going to be in end of August or mid-August. And then we are already actively seeing the companies, like in last couple of days, we spoke to pretty much 50 plus companies already, and we are still speaking. So we are expecting around 500 to 600 companies that we're going to speak with before we make the decision, the 10 companies that we're going to invest in. And then what is your other question, by the way?
I was just wondering when you're going to start the deployment, and how do you select these companies? Like, what are you looking for in the founders?
So at early stage, as you just asked, valuation and all those, like fancy number doesn't really matter to us. We make decision based on the founder's market fit. Why you are the right founder to make the right company. So it's founder's first mentality that we come up with, and then if you're the right person who can make this amazing company go. If you're a bad executor, then take the money from us. So yeah, the founders first mentality is something that we basically focus on.
Sure. And you mentioned that you have a sector agnostic approach, but you are looking at verticals like AI, EV, and SaaS. If you could sort of take us through why these are the sectors that excite you out here in India?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, you go to any Indian families, there is one engineer who's either coming out or applying for an engineer degree, right? And if you have seen the pattern, a lot of engineering colleges are now putting very specific computer science courses like AI, blockchain, and stuff like that. So what India is getting ready for is like the next revolution. Like we are getting having so much deep expertise in the sector specific thing, like AI, specifically, if you mentioned that we have that expertise to build in, right? And AI is going nowhere. If you're not using AI, if you're not having any use case of AI in your workspace, you're lagging. You are falling apart, falling behind, right? So we thought of, okay, like let's go ahead with this. Now in any, even though we are sector agnostic, but AI is also can be used sector agnostically as well. So let's say whatever you are building, if you have any AI segment and stuff, our focus is not just the AI, but sector agnostic, as I mentioned earlier. But then anything that is tech and very easily scalable, that can be done by using something called AI, and blockchain and stuff. So we specifically very much interested in any intersection of sectors like AI and blockchain and stuff like that.
Right. And India's tier 2 and tier 3 cities are seeing a surge in entrepreneurship, right? How is your fund sort of positioned to support founders from these regions, as they call it, the Bharat opportunity?
Well, historically, if you have seen our data, like whatever the investment that we did, we had no biases that the companies should register in Bangalore or Delhi or Pune and stuff like that. Our companies came from Bihar. Our companies came from Jaipur. Our companies are based in Bangalore. Our companies are based in Delhi, right? So we have done that unconsciously. But right now, our approach is we're going to have we have a scout program as well. We have our scouts are like hunting for the deals from tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 places as well. So we are going to decentralize in India as well when it comes to finding those companies, have someone locally represent Expert Dojo in that state and bring those deals. So we definitely see next unicorns are coming not out of just Bangalore or Delhi or Pune, but of course, tier 2 cities, what's happening here in India, the kind of development that we are seeing and the rise in the entrepreneurship.
Absolutely. It's a big opportunity there in the tier 2 and 3 cities. All right, Ashutosh, thank you so much for taking time out and being here with us on Startup Street. And moving on,